Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. That's why it's crucial for you to get it right, especially if you're diabetic. And there are a lot of breakfast foods out there that seem healthy, but actually wreak havoc on your body. These processed, sugar-laden, carb-heavy foods are often the popular choice for people on the go. But all they'll really do is set you up for a bad day and make you lethargic, unfocused, and lead you straight into an afternoon slump. That's why in this video, we'll unveil the 5 worst breakfast foods for diabetics. On top of that, you'll also discover some of the best breakfast foods to give you a boost in the morning, and minor but powerful tweaks you can make to your favorite meals to fight diabetes. Now, before we dive into things, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel so you can get more diabetes-specific tips to live a healthy and full life. And watch until the end to get 2 free gifts from us. Now let's get started. What you want in a good breakfast. Breakfast needs to keep you going throughout your day. However, we live in a world where breakfast tends to almost be like dessert. From sugary pastries to candy cereals, a modern breakfast has too many sugars and simple carbs. This can be disastrous to any person, but especially to a diabetic. Your breakfast should have the following: fiber. Fiber keeps you full for longer and helps slow the absorption of sugar. Foods rich in fiber will keep you going throughout the day and make you avoid temptations to snack. Protein. The amount of protein you may need varies, especially if you're a diabetic. Generally, however, a protein-rich breakfast is ideal. What's the best protein-rich breakfast for diabetics? That's coming up in just a minute. And finally, healthy fats. Foods that contain fat can actually be healthy for you. They can keep you full longer and are essential for a healthy body and brain. Not all fat is created equal though, so make sure it's unsaturated fat and not trans fats. Okay, what to avoid? Sugars. While some sugars can be good for you in fruit, you don't want to eat foods with too much added sugar. Empty calories. If the food has calories but little nutrition, don't use it to start your day. For example, adding sugar to your coffee, which has little calories when black, isn't a good idea. And refined carbs. Carbs and diabetes do not mix well. By refined carbs, we mean carbs with no fiber or other nutrients. For example, while whole grains have carbs, their fiber reduces the amount of net carbs the food has. Now then, for diabetics, here are the 5 worst breakfast foods. These are foods that are high in carbs, sugars, or lack nutrition. They may taste good, but at best, you don't get the nutrients you need. At worst, they can make your blood sugar spike and contribute to long-term health problems. We'll list them and give you some alternatives. Number 5, sugary cereals. Let's get an obvious one out of the way first. Many cereals are like candy. They are packed with sugars and simple carbs. They may give you an energy burst, but this will be followed by a blood sugar crash later on, leading to feelings of sluggishness and brain fog. For example, a serving of Frosted Flakes can have 10 grams of sugar, 27 carbs, and little to no fiber. These cereals do often contain vitamins and minerals, but there are so many other ways for you to get what your body needs. What to eat instead? Instead of buying sugary cereals made from refined grains, look for whole grain cereals. These are packed with fiber to keep you full longer, and their nutrition count is usually better. Adding fresh fruit and nuts will give your cereal an extra flavor hit, plus as a boost of protein, fiber, and vitamins. Number 4, bagels and cream cheese. Yes, a bagel and cream cheese is another simple breakfast favorite. However, they're simply not good for diabetics. Your average bagel contains around 50 grams of carbohydrate and not much protein. While cream cheese is lower in salt than some cheeses, it's also got a decent amount of saturated fat, so not an ideal daily breakfast choice. What to eat instead? Look for whole wheat bagels or bagel thins that have fewer calories and carbs. Also, look for low-calorie cream cheese or cream cheese with added protein to it. Or even better, go for an organic nut butter or avocado and tomato, a rock star for controlling blood sugar. Number 3, bacon and sausage. This one is a bit complicated. You may think that being meats, they are much better for you than their carb-filled counterparts. But the problem with these processed meats is that they are high in sodium and saturated fats. They are a source of protein, but the cons outweigh the pros here. In fact, research has linked heavy meat diets to a number of diseases, including diabetes, colorectal cancer, and kidney disease. What to eat instead? Having a slice of bacon or sausage in moderation can be okay if you're a diabetic. However, there are healthier alternatives. For example, turkey bacon and turkey sausage are lower in fats and calories, but are good for protein. Or look for organic lean meats with reduced sodium. Number 2, traditional pancakes and syrup. Who doesn't love a hot stack of pancakes slathered in syrup? They're delicious, but if you're a diabetic, you understand why they're bad for you. Traditional pancakes are high in carbs and low in fiber. Meanwhile, syrup is around 2/3 sugar with very little nutrition. So as you can see, pancakes and syrup are a recipe for blood sugar spikes. If you're a diabetic, stay far away from pancakes and syrup. Unless, what to eat instead? Go for whole wheat pancakes that are high in fiber. As for toppings, organic nut butter with green bananas are delicious and diabetes friendly, or a spoonful of Greek yogurt and a sprinkle of blueberries. Number 1, healthy foods that are actually unhealthy. For the last one, we're going to go through a lightning round of foods you may believe are healthy, but they aren't. These include sweetened yogurts. Greek yogurts are rich in protein and other nutrients. However, yogurts that are sweetened add unneeded sugars and carbs. Buy sugar-free options and add your own fresh fruit or berries. Fruit juice. A whole apple contains a good mix of natural carbohydrate combined with all-important fiber, plus vitamins and minerals, and shouldn't increase your blood sugar too much. But with fruit juice, you only get the sugar without the fiber to help slow absorption. Fruit smoothies. The same applies here, but it does depend on the smoothie. Later, we'll discuss some healthy smoothies. And breakfast bars. These are packed with sugars and carbs. Consider them a processed food and stay away. In just a second, we'll discuss 5 of the healthiest breakfasts for diabetics. But first, it's time to reveal your 2 free gifts. Get an in-depth look at the foods which help you fight diabetes. Grab our free book, The 10 Incredible Foods That Reduce Blood Sugar, and learn what's really happening inside your body. And watch our free 1-hour documentary, The Scary Truth About Sugar. Simply click the link in the description below to gain full access to both gifts. All right, let's jump into 5 fantastic breakfast options for diabetics. Here are the healthy breakfast foods. Number 5, eggs. The first one on the list, an egg. Eggs are great for a diabetic for several reasons. Each egg has about 70 calories. However, with those calories, you get around 7 grams of protein as well as a variety of important vitamins and minerals. For example, eggs are a good source of potassium, which is vital for your heart, nerves, and muscles. Eggs also contain biotin, also known as vitamin B7, which supports insulin production. Eggs are versatile and go well with diabetes superfoods like leafy greens, mushrooms, and tomatoes. Scrambled, poached, or an omelet, eggs are a fantastic diabetes-friendly breakfast option. Any concerns? One concern people have about eggs is the cholesterol content. Each egg has over 200 grams, or about 70% of cholesterol. This has made eggs somewhat controversial in the past, as high cholesterol can lead to heart disease. However, cholesterol is needed for cells, and your body does make it naturally. When eaten in moderation, eggs shouldn't be a problem for your cholesterol levels. With that said, if you are concerned or your doctor says to eat less cholesterol, you can go with egg whites. Number 4, oatmeal. If you were around in the late 80s, you may have seen the late, great Wilford Brimley advertising Quaker Oats. Wilford, who was a diabetic, lived to be 85, and perhaps oatmeal helped. Oatmeal is a filling meal with fiber, protein, and vitamins and minerals too. The fiber in oatmeal makes it a filling breakfast, and it's digested slowly, ideal for diabetics. Best of all, oatmeal is versatile. It goes well with anything. So get yourself a warm bowl of oatmeal. Any concerns? Avoid oatmeal that contains added sugar and chemicals. You can add stevia, fruit, berries, and nuts to your oatmeal in order to give it flavor without too much sugar. Number 3, whole grains. Many iconic breakfast foods aren't good for diabetes because they're made from refined grains. However, when they are made from whole grains, they can be great for you. Whole grains use all the nutrient and fiber-rich parts of the grain. Refined grains, meanwhile, do not. This can mean that refined grains are high in carbs and low in fiber. Whole grains have more nutrients and fiber, keeping you full and not raising your blood sugar. Many breakfast options are available as whole grain foods. Toast, muffins, pancakes, whole grain muesli, the list goes on. Any concerns? Not all whole grains are created equal. When looking at the food item, be sure it's truly whole grain. It should have a high fiber count and be nutrient rich. And look out for added sugar and salt. Number 2, fruit. Fruit sometimes gets a bad rap in the diabetes scene. Many will avoid fruit because it contains sugar. However, the fiber and nutrition fruit has more than makes up for it. Most fruits are low on the glycemic index as well, which means they're good to go. For example, apples are high in fiber and vitamin C. Berries, meanwhile, are rich in antioxidants and can be added to many foods. Pears are packed with vitamin K and fiber too. Also, avocados are a great source of healthy fats. Any concerns? Avoid fruit juices and instead eat the whole fruit. Also, limit your fruit intake, as too much can still lead to sugar spikes. And pair your fruit with a protein-rich food like cheese or nuts to slow absorption. Number 1, Greek yogurt and cottage cheese. These are quite similar, so we're adding them together. Ultimately, Greek yogurt is better, having slightly fewer calories and sodium. However, cottage cheese is also high in protein and healthy fats. Yogurt can aid digestion and keep you feeling full for a lot longer. Any concerns? As we mentioned, avoid yogurts with added sugars. So, anything else? There are many other foods that are not normally associated with breakfast, but they are great options. For instance, veggies. You can add baby spinach or mushrooms to a breakfast burrito. Beans and legumes, while not a part of the typical American breakfast, are also a great way to start the day. Be mindful of what you eat all day, but remember, how you start your day may determine how you finish it. Perhaps there's an option you enjoy that we haven't talked about. Share your favorite foolproof breakfast with the Diabetics Talk community in the comments below. And before you leave, make sure to claim your free gift by clicking the link in the description below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell button for more Diabetes Talk. Thanks for watching. We hope you're having a diabetes fighting day.